Hey guys, thanks for coming back. This weekend I saw How to Train Your Dragon 2, starring Jay Baruchel, America Ferrera, and of course, the original 300-man Gerard Butler. This is With a K Review. I'm Victor, and yes, I did watch Ugly Betty. That's hot.
With a K review.
It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So 5 years ago when I saw How to Train Your Dragon, I was actually really impressed. DreamWorks came out with a really good animated feature. It had depth, story, great characters, beautiful animation, everything that I wanted in an animated movie. I think it actually put a lot of the Pixar stuff lately to shame. And in this sequel, I was actually really looking forward to it because I was hoping the original director was going to come back, the original cast was going to come back, and they actually did. All the original cast came back. And here's a little side note. The cast of this movie, actually, they all voice it in the animated series that's on TV. I've never actually seen this series, so leave me a comment below if I should actually start watching that. So in How to Train Your Dragon 2, Hiccup is now all grown up. He's like gone through his childish phase, and now he's with Astrid. He's having a great time. He's built more stuff into his suit, which is actually really cool. All the little different gadgets that he has in the movie, and I'm pretty sure he has a prehistoric lightsaber that is actually made out of fire, but it's pretty damn cool. And everybody in the Kingdom of Berk is now has their own dragons. They're having dragon races. Everything's going really well, and Hiccup is still, worried with his father. He's still arguing about him taking over, being king of the village. And then there's a part in the movie where I think people are going to kind of wonder why it's so slow. And to be honest, I actually like the slow part of this movie because it allowed Hiccup to really kind of show how he's with Astrid and how their relationship is. And then all of a sudden things really start to roll with this movie. Hiccup finds out that there's this evil guy who's trying to collect all the dragons. His name is Drago, and I actually really liked this evil character. However, there is something with this character that did bother me that I'm going to get to later, but let's keep going. There's a lot of things in this movie that I actually really did enjoy. The scenery, the way everything was photographed, the CGI. I think this is probably the best animated CGI movie that I have ever seen. The character designs of all the dragons were awesome. I really enjoyed how everybody interacted with each other. And there was one thing, like I said before, that I wasn't really sure about, and that was Drago. And I really don't want to bag on this movie because when I went to this movie, I had a fantastic time. I enjoyed it a lot. All the original people came back. Even the original director came back from the first one. And with animated movies, that's one thing that can be a problem is and even with any sequels in general, sometimes the original is great or the first three originals and the rest of the three other ones are crap. And there tends to be a lot more things that are added into sequels, like unnecessary characters, and they're a lot of unnecessary action. But in this movie, everything makes sense. There's even major developments in this movie, major twists and turns that literally, made me cry in the theater. I don't even make a joke about that. I teared up. I'm pretty sure the 12-year-old next to me was like... And that's what I like about movies, that I actually do enjoy a movie and an animated movie especially that can make me feel for these characters. And I felt for each one of these characters, but really it was Drago in the movie that seemed to have a little bit of a weird twist to it. And I enjoyed the actor who did him. The actor is Digimon Houston, and I really screwed that up, but he did a great job. Whenever he talked, he commanded his presence on the screen. But I never really felt like I got to know his character. I mean, there was one point in the movie where he actually does say, "This is what I am, and this is why I'm so pissed off all the time." But by the end of this movie, I really wasn't sure what exactly happened to his character. I mean, everything seemed to be wrapped up, but I was just kind of wondering what actually happened to his character. But that didn't necessarily ruin the movie for me. I guess when I see a movie like this, I always compare it to all the Pixar movies that I've seen in the past. The ones that were really well written, the ones that really made you feel. Like in the second Toy Story movie, when the little girl doll, it tells about her past as that really sad song. And I tell you, I cried during that. I mean, I could even throw up a photo right there, and you'd cry. If you don't, waggy shame on finger to you. So what I'm going to have to rate this movie is something that I have never done before in any of my other reviews. Because this movie was so good and it was just brought down that little bit, I think I'm going to actually make a different rating specifically for this movie, which is an honorable over 9,000 rating. And make sure to go see this movie in theaters in 3D. I saw this one in 2D, but I actually think with all the really cool visuals in this movie, it would actually be worth it in 3D. And make sure when it comes out on video to rent it for $1 or any price. And when it comes up on streaming, put it in your top 5. And thanks, guys, for watching my show. I do appreciate all the viewers and subscribers I do have. Make sure to give me a little with a K whack right here if you want to subscribe to my channel. I want to get to 50 subs so I can make another Dance Victor Dance video for you guys. And it's going to be pretty epic, I promise. And you know what? Whack up here if you want to see any of my past reviews. Make sure to whack out a comment below and tell me what is your favorite animated movie, and it cannot be Frozen or The Lion King. Anyway, guys, never forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off. But thanks for coming back and seeing me.